Hello, backpackers. This is Juan from Juan Backpacks, and I'm here to tell you today about some hiking tights. I got to be honest with you, I never thought that I would talk about hiking tights. Like, they're not like my favorite subject. I don't get excited about them very often, but I have been using these hiking tights that I'm going to tell you about for the last 2 weeks in temperatures down to 21 degrees and really whipping winter winds here in the Northeast. And they have performed so well in the last 2 weeks. I typically do trail running every other day for multiple miles, and they performed so well that I really felt compelled to get on and talk about these hiking tights because I honestly am really excited about these. I've tried a number of different running tights, hiking tights, different companies, Amazon stuff. I could not and have not found anything that I am totally comfortable with that has the lightweight and all the features and all the kind of use, can cover the use cases I want tights for. I know that sounds complicated for tights, but these ones really nailed it for me. And again, I'll talk about the specs on these tights. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the features that I like about the tights, and also then how that connects to use cases for me. And so, what are the tights? Who makes them? Well, it's Outdoor Vitals. Hate to sound like a fanboy of Outdoor Vitals, but I have several pieces of their gear, and they've really hit it out of the ballpark on a lot of their clothing line, the way it connects together. Highly recommend that you go over there and check out their website. I have decades, literally decades of experience in the winter in the Northeast, hunting, fishing. A whitewater kayaker. I kayak in the winter in 1 degree temperatures, so I'm used to high-tech winter gear, and so I feel like I have a little bit of background to comment on winter gear because I've been doing it for so long in so many different activities in the winter, even fly fishing. So these are the tights by Outdoor Vitals. I'll talk a little bit about some of the specs and kind of go back and forth to features as well and application. But the tights are really nice. They are 3.5 ounces for a small. They are 4 ounces for a large. I've got a medium here, so they're probably falling someplace in between. Outdoor Vitals calls these their Highline thermal leggings. So basically hiking leggings, but they are kind of thermal, and I'll talk about that too. They're made out of a proprietary material that is considered fleece, and it's kind of a man-made material. It's not, fleece like of natural materials. It reminds me a lot, quite honestly, of the really high-tech stuff and expensive stuff that we wear under our wet or dry suits when we are kayaking in the wintertime. And so as soon as I pulled it out of the bag when I got these, I was immediately kind of struck by the quality, by the design, because I could see that these things are probably going to work when I just pulled them out of the bag. And then, obviously using them just for 2 weeks for trail running every other day, I've been really impressed with them. And so I really, again, felt compelled to get on here and talk about these hiking tights by Outdoor Vitals. So they're just kind of do a little walk around here. These are mediums. You can see it's got, double seams at the crotch area, both front and back. And that really equates to some good room and some flexibility. I know that a lot of the hiking tights and a lot of the running tights that I've tried, because I wear running tights in the winter, I've tried wearing them also when I'm hiking, even in the summer if it's cold in the morning or something like that. And they always are very constricting. I just don't like them because they feel uncomfortable. I don't feel like I can move. So these are sewn in different places in different ways that really, can it can kind of like allow you to move a little bit better, so they're not like a classic running hiking tight or running tight, something like that. They are definitely tights. They aren't like loose, they aren't loose like sweatpants or anything like that. They're definitely tighter fitting, but they do move with you very easily. The material is super stretchy, and I think that's really what it is, because even hiking tights, they're tight and they just have a little bit of give. These have a lot of give in a lot of places, and so they really move with you. And I found that even when I was running, they were just so much more comfortable than my running tights in the winter. So as I said, I had these down to 21 degrees, and it's been low 30s and in the 20s. I don't think we had a day that I ran in In the last 2 weeks, it's been over 30 degrees. To be honest, I have to check my running app, but it's been down to 21 because I did check that. And so they've been really performing well. Two things really make that happen. You can see a little Outdoor Vitals thing here. I think the outside has a really tight weave on it. The outside material has a really tight weave, and that really cuts some of the wind. I'm not going to sit here and say it's like a windbreaker, but when I was out in 20, 21 degrees, you know, that 23, 25 degree weather, I was running through areas that were open, and the wind was really driving through those areas. I was running on ice in the wind. And you know how that feels when you don't have something that protects you. It just kind of cuts right through you and makes it really cold. This, you know, I'm not going to say it cut wind like a windbreaker, but it dampened that feel of that wind enough that I was still comfortable. It was cold, but I was still comfortable. Once I got running, the insulation piece really kicked in because it was trapping my heat in kind of the air pockets, right, because of the material on the inside, which I'll talk about in a minute. And so I felt like it's warm. I believe that I would hike with these things down to, like with shorts over top of them or something like that, down to probably in the 30s pretty easily. I just felt totally comfortable once I got moving, got warmed up, and I didn't feel cold, you know, the whole time. My legs did not feel cold at all. On the inside, I said the outside has a tighter weave. On the inside, there's really just this fuzzy, kind of fleecy feeling, that classic fleecing feel on the inside, which is nice next to skin, but also that's what's trapping your air and providing that warmth. And so they're not super thick. And so they do have that kind of double thing. They got a tight weave on the outside. They've got, you know, some fleecy feel on the inside, which traps heat. And they do pack down pretty well. I mean, I can take this and kind of roll it, which is typically what I do in my bag. And you can see here, like it's going down to the size of like a softball maybe. And so for some kind of a fleece piece of gear that is as warm as this is, and you know, and functions the way this does, this is a pretty good pack size. And so it packs down pretty good. And that's one of the reasons I liked it. And I didn't pick it because of that, because I didn't know, but it turned out to be pretty darn good. And obviously I said it's light at 4 ounces. You look at things that are comparable to this in terms of the warmth and, you know, in use cases, and you're going to probably find things that are more on the 5 ounce range or higher. I know because I've looked, you know, and I've actually used my kayaking high-tech stuff to hike in the past because it's good gear, but it's just a little bit on the heavy side. It's a little bit on the heavy side. So these really are made specifically for backpackers and definitely ultralight backpackers as well. They come in at about $79 on their website. I think if you're a member of Outdoor Vitals, you get a deal on them. I don't know how big that deal is, but they are listing at $79. So they are pretty expensive. But again, for a high-tech piece of gear, and what I know I've spent on my mid layers and so forth for my kayaking, this is really, really, you know, it's a good price for what you're getting, I think. So these are the hiking tights. Some of the use cases that I have for these, you know, after wearing them the way I did, I think number one, they would be great just to wear under your shorts, or maybe just wear them, you know, for morning, you know, even in the summer, if you're at high altitudes. Like I've hiked a lot in Sierra, hiked in the Uintas last year, and those mornings can be pretty cold, or when a cold front rolls in on you and you need a little bit extra warmth, these would be great for that. I think the other thing you can do with these as well, they're very thin. You could wear them under your hiking pants as a mid layer during the winter time, and that's one of the things I plan to use these for too, is wear them under my hiking pants I would wear in the winter time to get a little bit extra warmth. And again, very comfortable. They're very stretchy. You can move really well in them. They don't feel like that classic, you know, running tights or anything like that. Again, running tights are designed for a specific thing, right? And so I get why they're super tight, but these really feel good. The other use case would be sleep clothes, because it is, you know, lightweight. It's no cost to you hardly as you know, as carrying weight, and it serves the purpose of a mid layer, serves the purpose of a morning hiking layer, serves the purpose of your sleep clothes as well. It could, and I could see pulling these out at, you know, the 3.7 ounces that these are, you know, and using them for sleep pants, you know what I mean, when I'm at high altitude or something like that. So I think that's another use case for these pants. So again, it's the Outdoor Vitals Highline thermal leggings. They've really impressed me. I wanted to get on here and talk about them. If you have any questions, you have any comments about anything I talked about, questions about my using it, you certainly can. This will definitely be in my pack as I head to the Sierras in the future. Definitely be in my pack as I head to went to Highline in July, more than likely, and then obviously in the winter and in those like kind of early spring and late fall, definitely will be in my pack. So there you go, hikers. Until next time, hikers, get out there, do some backpacking, do some hiking. Stop watching YouTube videos, unless they're mine. Then watch them all from start to finish. Later, backpackers.